Hi y'all. I am trying to get this bag liner sewed into this bag I crocheted last 2 days. I made this bag. It's a beautiful bag. It's in my two favorite colors, pink and yellow. See how I did I really like this bag. However, I am just having one hell of a time getting the top of this fixated. Look at that. To where it'll fit in the top portion of the thing. I'm going to have to do some hand sewing on it. I've watched several videos on how to make a zippered lining and put it in a bag. And they make it look just so easy. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Now, they must have a magician helping them out or something, because if you're just a normal person like me, you're going to have hell. Because you gotta sew that zipper in a certain way, and then turn the bag a certain way, and do this here on the bottom, and especially with this bag here, see, because it's got some width at the bottom. So, because of that, I am having hell. And of course, I ain't got nobody to help me with it. Whenever I struggle with something, I gotta struggle by myself. I'm sick of struggling. This is why I don't sew much anymore. Sewing is it can really be a pain in the ass, depending on what you're doing. And this should be a simple thing, what I'm trying to do here. But oh no, it ain't gonna let me have a simple thing here. I'm just gonna have to jerry rig it any way I can. And it's just not looking very promising. This just aggravates me to death. The thing with crochet, you read the instructions, you just do right along with it. It's no big deal. Sewing, you screw up, you gotta get seam ripper, you gotta rip that out, you gotta figure out all these different angles that you've got to get just right. And the measurement has to be just right. I mean, my God, give me a break. This is why I don't sew much anymore. And I am having absolute hell with this. The least little thing, I can't get it to do right. It's just fighting me. If we had a tailor in town, I'd go down there and tell him, fix this for me and don't charge me a fortune. Fix it for me. Aggravating crap. Now this right there is supposed to tuck under. It ain't gonna tuck under. You forget that. I'm just gonna have to jerry rig it from hell to breakfast, as I've done many other times before with sewing projects. You just jerry rig it from hell to breakfast. And then people will say, oh, it's all right, it don't show, nobody will know but you. Well, that's just it. I know where it's screwed up, and that aggravates me to death, knowing where it's screwed up. Now I can't get the zipper to undo. Oh, heck. What's wrong with the zipper? we go. I hope I don't have trouble with the zipper in the future. If I do, I'll just put some other kind of a latch on it or something. I intend to carry this purse. It's really nice. I made it in cotton. I made it with size 4 cotton, and along with a strand of size 10 self-made thread. Or Aunt Lydia's one of them. It makes it really nice when you do that. You ought to try it sometime. The handle and everything, it's got a strand of that size 10 thread running through it. And it gives it some extra strength, and it's not so stretchy. So if you don't want it to be stretchy, that's what you can do. Now, if I can just get this thing to cooperate right here. It just drives me nuts. There's things I need to get done. I've got several bins crammed full of material that I need to sew, do something with. And I keep putting it off because it drives me crazy. Also because whenever you're cutting out a pattern and you've got to bend and lean over the table to pin it down and cut it out, and my back goes to aching. In no time flat, my back just aches so bad it feels like I've been stabbed in the back. I can't stand it. The muscles in my back, they just, for some reason, they just can't hold up to bending. Stooping and bending and leaning forward. Same thing, I could be washing dishes, standing there washing dishes. My back just goes to aching so bad I can't stand it. Ridiculous. I'm going to tie a knot right there because I got to continue, but I'm going to tie a knot. It's driving me crazy. My shoe's coming off. I'm doing laundry. Got laundry going today. It's just completely impossible to sew a zipper in something like this for me, and to even begin to do it right. I mean, it's obviously screwed up right there. It's as obvious as the nose on my face where I've screwed up on it. Okay, got that side done. I'll show you. Can you see how I sewed it? I don't know if you can make out what I did. Just can't get it to cooperate. Now come on. Bugs me to death. Sticking up right there. It ain't supposed to be sticking up. It ain't supposed to be sticking up right there. I'm trying to keep this thread from knotting up. Oh God. The aggravation is astronomical. I'm getting a little tired of crocheting. My hand has been hurting me a lot, and my shoulder right in here. Ooh, it hurts so bad sometimes. I need to lay off the crocheting and do something different. And I'm not in the mood to do embroidery. I've been thinking I need to get some sewing projects done that I've put off for some of them for several years. I've got some quilt tops I need to get done. I've been putting off doing them quilt tops because, like I said, having to lean over the table to pin it all down, it's just nearly impossible for me to deal with, the way it makes my back hurt. I don't know why my back gets to hurting as bad as it does. I don't know if it's arthritis causing it to do like that. I can sit up in an uncomfortable chair after a while, and my back will do that too. See what I'm doing? I'm just struggling. This is going to look like crap where I've done this, but I can't help it. If that would just tuck under, it would help. I just get that in there. If I have enough thread to, hope I got enough to finish this up and then have enough to tie the knot. I hope. Hope. Looks like crap. Show you here in a minute. You just get that thread to cooperate with me. I gotta make a knot because I'm about running out of thread. It just looks awful. Oh, come on. Cooperate with me. Well, I'm going to tie the knot, and then I'll show it to you. The thread's almost too short to tie. Ew. Oh, come on, don't do me that way. Dang it, you tied a knot on the needle. I'm going to have to cut the needle off. The thread's so short, I can't do it. See, I got a short thread and I got to try to tie it by hand, and it's fighting me. Get down there. Seems like the older I get, the more stuff fights me. I don't know why. Come on. I used to sew for hours and hours and hours almost every day when I was real young. For years I did that. I made all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. I made quilts, pillowcases, rag dolls, bags, pot holders, whatever you could think of. I made it. That's what I did. I didn't have as much trouble as I do now. Look at that. Can you see? It don't look so great. That's the best I could do. Now I gotta sew this other end, and look at that. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do that. Oh my gosh. Oh. I can't tuck it in too much because the length of the thing has to go across here. It has to fit across here. And I just hold it up here and see what it's going to do. See, I can't do it like I was wanting to do it. I'm going to have to do it any way I can. Now, what if I sew that down there and then just do that? Looks like that's what I'm going to have to do. Okay. Let me put this needle over here. Oh my God, how am I going to do this? Okay, see if you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to have to turn this inside out. Now let's see. Okay, I've got to sew this all the way to the end. Now down, oh, let me get that thread to go down under there. Find the foot feet. Okay. Now, come on, dang it. You should have seen me when I was 12 years young, first learning how to sew, and not just, I mean, for several years I'd get so aggravated, I'd throw a fit. And sometimes I'd just grab whatever I was working on and I'd just rip it up, or I'd get the scissors and hack it up. I don't do that much anymore, but sometimes I feel like it. My mom told me that when my granny was working on something sewing or whatever it was, usually sewing, that and Granny, she had the patience of a saint. I mean, she had more patience than anybody on God's earth. But she'd get aggravated with sewing. Couldn't get something to do right, and every once in a while, Mom said she'd just get the scissors and she'd hack it to pieces, and she'd say, "There you go, little mister. You want to mess with me?" And then she'd throw it in the trash can and just stomp it down in there with her foot. Say, "There you go, little mister." Granny didn't cuss. She was a true blue Christian. She didn't cuss. So she'd say, "Little mister." But I cuss like a sailor. I'm not proud of it, but my parents cussed like sailors around us kids when we was growing up, so we learned to cuss right along with the other first words that we learned to say. We learned from their example. We grew up cussing like a sailor. We'd get in trouble for it if they'd hear us cussing, so we'd be real careful not to let them hear us cussing. When they weren't in earshot, we felt we'd mad about something, we'd cuss like sailors just like they did. I mean, that's not a good thing, but that's how it was. You know, your parents cuss around the kids. Well, the kids growing up, that's what's going to happen. And it's also it's such an ingrained habit. It's just impossible to break that habit as far as I'm concerned. I've tried and tried. prayed and prayed and repented and repented. And as soon as I repent 1 minute later, I'm mad and I'm cussing. It's just an ingrained habit all the way from when I was a newborn. So if your kids cuss, it's because your parents are cussing in front of them. You've been cussing in front of them all their life. It's not good. It's not good. And I tell you what, you hear people, I mean, my parents, they would say cuss words, but not as bad as all the cuss words that people just spew out nowadays. People spew out the F word left and right, like their life depends on it. MF and just all kind of stuff that, I mean, my parents, at least they kept it down to about three main cuss words, you know. Shit and damn and GD, which is bad enough. But nowadays people just say all kinds of stuff right in front of their kids, and they have no qualms about it. They don't care if the kids are foul-mouthed from the time they're 1 year old. And kids go to school and they're cussing like sailors around the other kids and the teachers, and it's not good. Of course, we didn't cuss around the teachers, of course. We'd get a paddling. Because if our parents caught us cussing, they'd give us a whooping. Or they'd wash their mouth out with soap. Never mind that we'd hear them cussing all the time. Yeah. I know one thing. I knew a guy that hung out with us. He babysitted his grandson all the time. And he cussed like a sailor. The awfulest cussing you ever heard. And he didn't have any qualms. That little boy came over to our house for a time, and first time I'd ever met him. He was, I don't know, what was about maybe 4 years old. Something like that, 4 years old, I think. He coming here talking about his mama or his grandma, one. That GDBITH, from the mouth of a little 4-year-old kid. And he looked at me talking like that, like it was nothing special in the world. Like it was just absolutely normal. I was ashamed of Fred for that. I was ashamed of him for that. I was disappointed in him and ashamed of that. Well, I didn't mean to say his name, but, you know, that's a bunch of bull. I have a cussing problem, but you try to pare it down in front of kids. You try to pare it down. You don't just blab it on out there right in front of kids, especially in real bad words. I was ashamed of him for that. I knew where that kid learned that language, not just from him, but from his mama. From his mama too. And just blurt it right on out. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to do this on the sewing machine here. This is just awful. I don't know if it's going to work or not. We'll see. We'll turn that back on. What's the matter with you? Go back. Go backwards. It ain't going to go backwards. What's the matter with you? Well, I don't know about this. I don't know. I'm going to try. I don't know about this. Oh, I just don't know about I really don't know about this. Put that needle down there. Well, you know, you would think. I don't know. I'm just going to do this right now for now. Now, what if I go straight on across here? Well, I tell you, I don't know. What if I go straight on across there? Get that needle down there. I just don't know about this. I just really don't know. I'm going to cut that off and take a look at it. Oh, it's hot. It is so hot. It's real humid and partly cloudy. And we've been in a severe drought for over a year now. I'm going to say for about a year and a half now at least. Going on 2 years. Quite a long time now. We've been in a severe drought. We need rain so bad it ain't even funny. Now, when I zip that up, let's see what it's going to do. See, that's just, how am I going to get that to do? Oh, God. I got to do something with it. It's just ridiculous. I suppose. I just really don't know what to do about it. I think I'm going to leave it like it is until I sew this lining in the bag. I'm going to sew it in by hand. And that way, when I get around to this, I'll do what needs to be done by hand. This just drives me crazy. It just absolutely drives me out of my freaking mind. So ridiculous how hard and complicated it is, and it's just not supposed to be. Piece of shit. Well, I'll show it to y'all when I get it done. I gotta go do my laundry. I've got about 3 or 4 loads to do today. I need to vacuum the rugs. I need to at least clean the kitchen floor. I have to do things in spells. Do this for a while, sit down and rest. Do that for a little while, sit down and rest. It's the only way I can get things done. It's hot. But anyway, I'm going to look out my window. Can't see much. Anyway, sewing machine. Oh, there goes my little dog out there running around. Well, I'm going to go holler at him. I'll see y'all later. Bye.